Good morning, my name is Ivan Escobar. I'm 32 years old from Bogota, Colombia, and I studied biology in Universidad Nacional de Colombia. I have 6 years teaching experience in high schools, teaching biology, of course, the last 3 of which I have taught IB and IGCSE programs. Today, at your request, I prepare a sample class. It's about menstrual cycle. It's actually a class that is taught in IGCSE program, year 11. So I hope you like it. First of all, we have to see what are the objectives of the class. I have here this document, which is the academic year program of that specific year, in this case year 11. In the first column we have the main topic. In the second column we have the main objective, and the third column are the expected outcomes of that objective. The main topic here is the sexual reproduction in humans. The objective, of course, is to understand how functions what is the function of the reproductive system and how they undergo processes. And the expected outcomes are these two, which we are interested today. The first expected outcome we're going to see is to describe the menstrual cycle in terms of changes in the uterus and ovaries. And the second one is to explain that hormones has in the controlling of the menstrual cycle, that is the action of the FSH, the LH, the estrogen, and the progesterone. So let's start by explaining first where this process takes place. This is the main reproductive system, as was seen before, of a female. And this, the main two structures that we're going to explain that are involved in these processes are the ovaries and the endometrium, which is a tissue that helps to develop an embryo if the egg was fertilized. If not, the endometrium will fall. So the endometrium works as a fertile soil, and where a seed is implanted, where the seed or the embryo in this case can have nutrients, and where it finds an absolute support, physical and chemical support. This graph here shows us the general cycle, what is happening in the 28-day cycle. It's menstrual because it takes place every month. So in the first stage here, we have menstruation. Always we start to count in the first days with the menstruation. And the menstruation is the bleeding. And that bleeding is caused by the breaking down of the endometrium. So once the menstruation, which lasts in average 5 days, in some women it acts 3 days, in others 2, others 5 or more, in average is 5 days. The next step after menstruation has taken place is to build up again that endometrium to start a new cycle. And that thickening of the endometrium is possible by this hormone, the estrogen. So we're going to start here explaining how the estrogen is produced, and actually we're going to finish again with the menstruation. The estrogen is a hormone then that builds up this endometrium, and the estrogen is produced in follicles. I'm explaining later where are localized these follicles and how they are produced. Third stage, or second stage in this class, is ovulation. And ovulation takes place when the egg is released from the follicles. The follicle is the structure that helps to develop mature eggs by meiosis. So ovulation is controlled by this hormone, the LH, which is the luteinizing hormone. This LH releases then the egg from the follicle. Releases the egg from the follicle. This stage is thickening of the endometrium. That is, that more blood vessels, thickening of endometrium, more blood vessels will support the building up of this endometrium. This phase is caused by the estrogen and progesterone. So we have here four phases, in which each one is controlled by hormones. Here in the first phase we have the FSH, because the FSH is the one that produces the follicles. Now, we're going into detail now. This is the general picture of the menstrual cycle. So let's go to the details.